Hello and welcome to episode 12 of the ToonamiGAF podcast. I'm your host, Greg Zeno. With us this week, after a long hiatus of he's getting his PhD, so don't bother me, it's Seda.
Hi.
Yay.
How
We
long
also
was I
have,
gone?
huh?
How long was I
You were
gone?
gone like about half, so like 6 weeks, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. We also have B-Dubs.
Hello. I'm
Laugh.
back from vacation. No, I'm back from
Laugh,
vacation.
damn it.
Never.
Where was vacation?
I was in Boston because I couldn't afford anywhere nicer.
Okay.
It's very small and not as many bars as you would think, but
I
more drunk people.
apologize to our listeners from Boston. That was totally uncalled for. You're a
That's
wonderful city.
No, they're a horrible city.
You live in New
Um,
York, right?
yes.
Okay, well, that explains it. We also have Rexus.
I'm the mighty number 9 of podcasters, as in,
Yeah.
hey, I'm better than nothing.
Rexus,
Oh.
he's like an anime fan on prom night, man.
They're just there. Actually, not really. They don't even get invited.
That's the
It
joke.
it is law, I guess.
But you
Of
are
course you-
here, so you're better than an anime fan on prom night.
There's the even further amount of hilarity is that Mighty Number 9 is like, really, what does this game think its target audience is?
Cocaine
People
addicts.
a lot of regrets now.
Mighty Number 9 is terrible.
I heard. I'm like, thank God I didn't put any money into it.
I just feel sorry for the people. There's somebody on Gap that actually invested $600 into that Kickstarter.
Jesus, what was he supposed to get?
I didn't even ask. I just like, oh no.
Dinner with Inafune. Inafune just punched him and took all of his money.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right. So I had a realization earlier about something that no viewers probably ever heard unless they were there. But a few weeks back, I had to restart the podcast because I was hearing every event was being played back to me and only me, and I was like, I thought it was my new headset, but I realized later it was because I clicked the play button on the Hangout, and I was actually literally hearing it played back.
As you can tell, we're professional podcasters here.
As you can
Oh,
tell,
yeah.
this is a professional outfit.
We
No,
do
not
this a
really.
lot.
If you want professional, quality, go. I have it. I hear the Tsunami Show Rundown is an excellent choice.
No. Mm.
No. You may be. I'm talking about Dr. Decimate's one podcast.
Ah, okay. Yeah, he's all right. He's
Not
good. I like
not,
him.
not the Tsunami Faithful thing where they're like, a Kamega Kill proves that dubs have come a long way.
No, it proves that. No, it doesn't do that.
I remember when like Sword Art Online was airing, like their Twitter account would run. What is that sound?
that?
Excuse me.
What?
Is someone dying?
That's my water bottle.
What the hell is wrong with your water bottle?
It's
Does
a
your water bottle?
Camelback.
Does it have a siren or something?
No,
What
it
was
just
that?
it just makes that sound. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Why? Why does it make a sound?
Like I was saying, we're a professional production.
No, we got to talk about this now. Why does it make a sound?
I don't know why it makes that sound.
Does it have a battery in it that causes it to make the
No.
sound?
No.
Is it like
doesn't-
is it like a sippy cup?
I mean,
It doesn't make.
have you ever
does-
had a camel? Have you ever used a Camelback before?
Yes.
They make so you know what how you drink from a Camelback, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but but applied to a water bottle. So I guess it kind of is an adult sippy cup.
Oh my god.
This podcast
That-
off to a
there you
good
go.
start.
There you
And
go.
it just makes noise.
That's my future tag. Drinks from an adult sippy cup. That's
think
it
we
right
should-
there.
I think we should do that.
Please don't actually do that. That was a joke.
No, you need to do that, Seda. Make it happen.
Please no.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay, moving
Jokes
on.
aside.
Moving on with our professional production at the ToonamiGAF podcast. I guess we should talk about some news because there was a lot of fucking news. So
Things happen.
I think the first one to mention is that we finally got our another look at Samurai Jack.
Yes, and it looks good.
It looks awesome.
Wait, I missed this. We got another look at it, like in
Yes.
motion?
It was the pictures, right? The pictures of Jack
Yeah.
with the he's like 50 years older. He's got a huge beard.
I saw that one
Yeah.
picture, but wasn't that was
They-
there more?
They also had a plot synopsis. They also had a general plot synopsis for the 10-episode season.
Yeah.
Or it's also a 5-hour movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, in general,
Basically-
it's going to be basically the final act for Samurai
It,
Jack.
it's the movie Tartakovsky wanted to make, so, he's had
Yeah.
it planned out, so he just,
Okay, so
I guess, expanded it.
I kind of caught up on this late, but so there's basically one image that they showed of Jack with the beard,
And
blood.
it appears to be blood all over him.
yeah, and blood. So that's a big
But it could
difference.
just be red oil. Which, honestly, I kind of hope it's not blood, because come on, that is Samurai Jack.
Yeah, he cuts robots up real good.
I think it's possible for them to make it blood and make it, being on Adult Swim, allowing it to be a little bit less restrictive in what it does without going like edgelord or overboard.
Yeah.
or-
Not to mention, Jack's been injured before in the series. They just can't show him bleeding.
Yeah.
And this looks like keep in mind, this is going to be his final battle. He's going to get fucked up at some point.
Yeah,
it just raised worries in me that it's going to be Samurai Jack final season, but Adult Swimified.
Yeah.
Honestly, I trust Gendy, if only because he always delivers. I don't think he's directly responsible for anything.
Well, he never
that's ever been
delivered an ending
bad.
of Samurai Jack, even though he had like 5 different opportunities.
That, and I doubt Jack's going to be over Aku's like, fuck you, Aku, and then just stab him.
Well, they
No,
also
I don't think that's gonna happen.
so
They also canceled it after he got an Emmy for the damn show. I'm like, who cancels a show after he gets an Emmy?
That happens a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Emmys don't
That's
pay your
fucked up.
Emmys don't pay your bills, man.
I know, but still, come on.
Well, you have to remember, I'm pretty sure Cartoon Network kind of hated Gendy.
Yeah, no, it's
He has he has a long history of the shittiest luck in all of cartoon program.
and they keep canceling his stuff. Honestly, I'm hoping that now that this opened up, DeMarco might want to go into maybe getting us another season of Symbiotic Titan.
That was written off, so there's no possible chance.
it
Oh,
has to,
goddamn fucking bastards!
yeah.
But hey, look. On the bright side, they also wrote off Beware the Batman.
Okay, I can live with that. Honestly, I'd trade to get that back if we could get back Megas and Symbiotic Titan.
Sure.
I'd be okay with that.
Sada, you were trying to say something earlier.
Yes.
Because I kind of missed this news because in the middle of the week, that's when I did my my actual defense. So I wasn't paying attention. But they announced that it was 10 episodes, and that's like any Adult Swim season is usually around that 10, 12 episode range. So
Yeah.
that makes sense.
hmm
And hopefully that means it doesn't get drawn out to some ridiculous degree, and that it's concise enough to maintain interest throughout.
I mean, I think
Right.
it's pretty. I mean, they said it's a 5-hour movie.
Yeah.
Oh, they said
and
that
I mean,
So on one hand, that means it might be this is the ending of Samurai Jack. On the other hand, I'm worried that means we won't get any variety in the episodes, really.
I'm
It's
pretty
just
sure they'll
all-
bring back some of the corn cast. I know Scotsman's going to appear in
Oh,
at
he
least one
has
of the
to
episodes.
I mean, we don't actually know that. He might not appear.
but the Scotsman is the best. Him and Jack are bros.
Not to mention Joe DiMaggio he's in basically everything at this point. So,
But I mean, if this was a final season, then I could easily see it. But this is more of a movie.
Yeah,
And
well,
it's
I mean,
also set 50 years in the future.
yeah, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, sort of speaking more to what Seda was talking about, Gendy's been talking about a final movie for a while now, so if anything, this is going to be a little more extended than what he originally wanted, because originally he had to have that thing pared down pretty far. And from what we know about the plot so far, Jack's lost his sword, so I could definitely see, the Scotsman coming in at some point to help out. It just seems like it fits really well.
either way, I'm very optimistic about how it's looking. I think it looks great.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be great.
and there's no way it's not good.
Just it might be completely different type of great than the actual series.
Well, at least there's no signs of Mighty Number 90 just yet. So
No. I mean, we'll find out
And we
more
still
as
have
they
no
show
idea. We
stuff.
still have no idea when it's going to be
I mean,
airing,
I
right?
assume if it's airing, is it going to start this year?
Yeah, they
It
said it
has
was
to be
this year.
sometime this fall.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it
assume
could have been
more
delayed,
winter.
and they haven't told us yet.
it's
Honestly,
just it's just nice that yes, this is it kind of solidifies yes, this is the thing that's finally happening.
we're getting what we always dreamed of.
The thing about the when is it going to air question is that unless you say, either it takes 11 o'clock, which,
Hmm.
I mean,
I can
sure,
see it.
maybe, but I mean, I wouldn't count on it at all.
I don't know.
But
I'm
if it doesn't take 11 o'clock, then it has to replace a regular show, and the only show airing around that in that late ending in that late year time frame is Gundam, which kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
makes sense as a replacement for Gundam. But then it would kind of like air a few episodes, then possibly go off the air for all of December because of all the marathons,
Hmm.
and then come back in the early part, and then
well, you have to also keep in mind when it's going to be done is a very important question to ask. And it's not like many other shows aren't halfway through the season before they go on hiatus in December. It's a common thing. It's not
Yeah.
like it's going to really hurt the show at all.
right, but they
No.
usually don't start and then immediately go on a long hiatus.
No.
We'll see,
Honestly,
we'll see how the timing is. And
And
you also have to
honestly,
keep in
depending on
mind,
the amount of marathons, it might be. I mean, who knows? It might not even have a chance. The Gundam end date might be pushed into 2017.
yeah.
because we're going to be getting a new season. We're going to be getting a new season of Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans coming up in the next anime season, which will be
Right.
quickly dubbed. So we could keep on playing Iron Blooded Orphans, and the
Which is
new
probably
and the
what's gonna
new
happen.
and this is what leads into
No,
the
it's
next
not
news.
this. It's not this upcoming anime season. It's the one after. It's winter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I mean, if they do a simul dub, if Iron Blooded Orphans does well enough, I could see them making the deal.
and it's been doing pretty well on the ratings.
except for
Yeah.
today.
Everything
mean,
struggled.
well, this was that
Today
one
everything struggled.
This
Yeah.
was that one summer evening where everything's just down over the board, and it doesn't really. There's no reason why. It's just random
it
It
summer.
just happens. It happened
No,
last
it
year
was-
too. Everything
no,
just
I-
kind of sank.
I think this year it was the big soccer game because
But people
They
in the
had a-
United States don't watch soccer.
the game was in the United States.
Still,
Okay.
Okay,
We can
yeah.
interpret ratings later, but
Yeah.
as I was saying, getting to the other big news.
yes,
It's
Anime
July-
Expo.
Yeah, July 1st, Toonami's going to be having a panel
They didn't
or
say it was
very-
going to be live streamed.
Probably not.
where they're likely, like 99% likely to announce a new show.
I mean, they have to announce the Champloo replacement there.
Yeah, and coincidentally,
Coincidentally,
July 2nd,
One Punch Man's getting dubbed around then.
the day after the panel, One Punch Man is having its dub premiere at the Viz panel, but there's also Vision of Escaflowne. The new
I thought-
remastered version.
Now, again, I haven't been paying full attention, but I thought there was something like they were actually going to talk about Fooly Cooley.
They may talk about it, but it's so
I
far
don't-
off.
I don't know.
That's
Yeah,
yet.
Fooly
that's
Cooley's not for another
2017.
year.
Right now it's 2017.
Fooly Cooley is possibly as late as early 2018.
No, I mean, I wasn't saying I'm expecting Fooly Cooley to like be shown off in any significant fashion, but I thought I read something in a thread
They'll
about
probably
it
talk
being like
about
a
it.
question answer session with that about that, or like focused on that, or I don't know if that was maybe just an advertising point, like they're doing Fooly Cooley, guys, eventually. I don't know.
They'll
Personally,
probably talk about it.
I see them announcing the concrete, or at least a somewhat concrete, air date for Samurai Jack at the panel,
Yeah.
and then I see them announcing the Samurai Champloo replacement, which I guess could easily be. I mean, depending on those conspicuous dub premieres, it could be One Punch Man, which would. I mean, it could be Escaflowne, which is a show they said they always wanted to air, and with the dub premiering at that the next day, and the fact that it makes sense more than One Punch Man as a direct replacement for Champloo. Like, it can fit in that slot of an old new show.
And just to mention for reference, at last year's Anime Expo at the Toonami panel, that's when they announced the Parasite.
That was San Diego Comic-Con.
No, wait. No, I thought.
No, I think
It
that was
was some
Comic
sort.
Con.
It was
I
some sort
remember.
of Comic-Con,
I
but it might have been Anime Expo where Sentai showed up with their bus with the thing plastered over it.
Let me check.
That was a long time. Yeah, I just remember it was showing off on a bus, and that's how the news got out.
Right, and then they got to San Diego, and then they got to Comic-Con, and they were like,
Oh, yeah, that
"Well,
was
this
at-
was gonna be our big announcement,
That
but
was-
then Sentai put it on a bus."
Oh yeah, that was at Anime. The Anime Expo was the bus, so never mind.
And so, yeah, the announcement was at Comic-Con.
Yeah,
Next, that was the panel with the fucking bingo game.
that was dumb.
Yeah, we knew that we knew that months in advance though.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, the Comic Con was they were due to replace the show. We just knew it was going to be Parasite.
So yeah, it could be One Punch Man, it could be Escaflowne, it could also be something else.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff it could be.
Our predictions this year, our predictions for new shows this year have not been on the spot. Let me tell you.
My money's on One Punch Man, but
I just
I don't
feel
know.
like One Punch. The fact is, they have at the front of the block they have Kai, which cannot be moved by anything, and then
Nope.
following that they have Gundam.
we've discussed this to death in like every single podcast about where they're going to put One Punch Man.
But
We'll
yeah,
find
but
out.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll find
Okay.
out.
Okay, I've missed the last several podcasts, obviously, but this whole move to 11:30, like this half-hour shift up, just feels really odd to me.
It
That,
feels
like-
really sudden.
Well, like it
Yeah.
didn't, like it kind of feels like okay, they're doing it to prepare for like some sort of acquisition or something, but I don't know why you'd have to like preempt it. Like
I
if they
think
want,
it's Samurai Jack.
well, like if they wanted to air Samurai Jack at midnight or something, and so they wanted
I
to
think-
move DBZ up, why don't they just wait for the night that Samurai Jack joins the lineup to move it? Like why do
I
they
mean,
have to
maybe
do
they
it
were
now?
worried about the schedule change throwing people off because they spent 2 weeks
Yeah.
with bumpers being like, "Oh, by the way."
This is happening.
It
But
just
also,
felt
those bumpers came across more as, "Oh shit, they just dropped this on us. We didn't even know this
Yeah.
was gonna happen."
I
I'm
mean,
just,
it could be they're looking to put Samurai Jack at 11, and, this way they can, we get used to the idea of, oh, Dragon Ball Z, it's at 11:30.
that's also true. Rather than shifting it up an hour, shift up in half-hour increments or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Samurai Jack can be nebulously both regular Adult Swim and Toonami.
Yeah, because, I mean,
At 11?
it's pretty much, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the biggest, thing they're going to have on the, channel if, in terms of hype, because pretty much everyone that watches Adult Swim grew up with that. I mean, in terms of hype, you don't get a whole lot bigger than that other than, Super.
Right. And so some people have been saying, "Hey, maybe Super's coming soon." And it's like, no, Super's not coming soon. Nobody even has it licensed in the U.S.
yeah, that's crazy. But
Uh,
Who knows
So I
what the
get-
hell's even going on with that?
I mean,
so,
I guess
I'll tell you exactly what's going on. Toei's going to Toei.
Toei.
Yeah, pretty much.
So outside of One Punch Man and Escaflowne, there's still Ushio and Tora. That's getting a dub that hasn't shown up yet, and it feels like it's about that time. And that would also be a great time slot fit. It's another old but new show.
It's
There's
also
a lot-
hardcore as fuck.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine that it hasn't been shown off to the Toonami guys, and they didn't just see the opening and be like, "We'll
Yes.
take that."
No, I mean, you just show them the first episode and they're going to be all over it.
Right. And
And
then
that's
there's
not even the hardcore stuff.
Log Horizon, maybe for an out of the box pick. There's My Hero
Probably not
Academia.
that.
Pimp Cat. I can never get over Pimp Cat.
There's still My Hero Academia, guys. Shard
I don't
says it
think
won't
that-
happen,
I-
but that's just
I don't
because
think
he
it's
doesn't
gonna
like the show.
No, I agree with him. It's not going to happen, I think.
I like the show, and I don't think it's going to happen at this point.
I
No.
want it to
It's
happen.
just the block is too congested, and the timing's not lined up. So unless
Hunter
they announce it, and Hunter x Hunter is like one of the biggest surprises of the year for me, honestly.
Right. And it's
Well,
Hunter x Hunter is just, gobbling up a whole bunch of real estate.
Yeah,
Well, I don't
mean,
mind.
also-
It's good real estate.
No, it is, but it's also that people aren't really going to get tired of Hunter x Hunter because every arc is completely different from the last arc. So it's basically like the show refreshes itself. So it's not really something they have to worry about, people getting bored with.
Huh. Anyway, so we have no idea what it's going to be, and we'll probably be wrong anyway.
Except
And
for
that's
me,
the lesson.
it's gonna be One Punch Man.
Aren't we always wrong?
Yep. Seda, any thoughts?
Not really.
Nope.
See me if it, just know when they announce One Punch Man, I'm just gonna put a giant popo face on the board that's just gonna say, "Called it."
Really, if it is One Punch Man, the only possible play there is to move Hunter x Hunter down an hour, half hour, and
No,
put it
I
in
don't think
behind
they have to
Gundam.
do that.
Well, you can't. One Punch Man can't be shown at 1.
Why not?
It can't be shown behind 3 other shows. It's just too big.
Huh? Get it?
No.
It's just too big of a show. It's wasted that late.
They'll fit it in just the right time slot. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Well, I would love it if it was One Punch Man, but I don't see it coming at this time. Anyway, so let's move on to the block. This was Dragon Ball Z Kai episode 75, Power Unknown, Android 16 breaks his silence. Android 16 is pretty cool.
Yep. Rocket Punch! This is
What was
one of
that?
my favorite.
Hell Flash?
Hell's Flash. Hell's a Flash. I always like this fight. It's really brief, but it's nice to just see this honestly random ass character go and just whoop the main antagonist's ass for a few minutes.
For all the hype up of the Piccolo versus Android 17 fight, I think I liked this one more.
Yeah.
It's he does for one thing, he completely neutralizes Cell. He recognizes his main target, his tail, and rips it off. Granted, he doesn't know he can regenerate, but still, it's nice to. I always find it funny that 16 is like the most competent character in DBZ. It's practically the joke of DBZ. He's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this guy's trying to absorb the Android 17 and 18. Hey guys, you should get out of here. Why aren't you leaving? Why aren't you leaving? Why aren't you leaving?
Well, fuck you guys.
Go
I'm just
away
gonna
now.
sit and watch birds.
Yep. I mean, he can't be bothered to save them if they can't save themselves.
Seda,
Yes.
any thoughts?
Well, I mean, so like one thing that's just a little bit odd. I remember it's kind of like a red herring. Like the first time you see 16 in his pod, 17's like, my sensors tell me I'm stronger than him, and he's like, that's not right at all, because 17 stood no chance against Cell at that point. But 16, like this is the first time we see him in action, so we didn't have any idea what he was capable of, and then he kind of, is outmatches Cell in every way, and he doesn't even really lose until 17's an idiot and just kind of gets absorbed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I guess maybe the reason like 17 didn't get an accurate read is because, like we said, 16 is an android.
yeah.
Yep.
He's a full robot. I know everyone around there is an android, but really, 2 of them are cyborgs. One of them is some sort of unholy Monsanto thing.
Yeah, the name's Android 16. Mistakes were made.
Oh shit! And so Tien gets to fucking do something in this episode.
Yes, he does.
This is like just this random moment where Toriyama's like he's
Oh
coming out
yeah,
of
Tien has that thing.
he comes out of the haze and is like, I should make this show about more than just Goku and Vegeta. And I should give Tien something to do. And he actually does something, and it's amazing. He turns triangles into rectangles.
With one hand.
I think that's part of the reason I like this arc so much is, yes, a lot of characters get to do stuff besides Goku and Vegeta for once.
Yeah, even though it kind of all revolves around Goku still, and also there's like this power level creep, which is just kind of silly at this point.
This arc, this like whole plot line alone, we've seen the established power level just get completely thrown out the window
It's
3
gonna-
times.
They're just bullshit.
Well, they're gonna get even worse too, because like Vegeta's gonna come out of the chamber, and then he's gonna clown Cell, and then Cell will upgrade again, and then Vegeta gets clowned, and then Trunks like I'm spoiling stuff here, obviously, but
That's fine.
and then Trunks like somehow pulls a power up out of his butt,
And then he
and
gets clowned anyway.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like it just powers don't mean these levels don't mean anything anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just, hey, Goku isn't ready to kill the boss yet, so he can't die.
Yeah.
But
That's why I
Goku isn't the
love-
one that kills him.
But yeah, I do agree with Raxus that like this arc is my favorite, and yes, I understand that like every character is an idiot in this arc. Heck, the whole reason why any of this happened is because they refused to shut down the androids beforehand. But like I do like how it just kind of utilizes other characters at times. Like heck, we had a Piccolo versus 17. Heck, we're having this kind of inter-android conflict, and it's not just like the Namek arc, which is basically just Frieza minions versus Gohan and Goku and Krillin and I don't know.
Vegeta.
I guess the Namek arc does have Vegeta kind of acting as like a third party, which is kind of cool. So he's kind of like a renegade or whatever. But I like this arc better.
Honestly, my favorite arc is still sort of coming up, and I mean, I don't want to talk about it because it's, spoilers, but I like it more because it's sort of, it's not afraid to change what, and it's sort of the same reason why you like this arc. It's not afraid to change what makes Dragon Ball good,
Well, just to be clear, I count Androids and Cell Tournament all one arc.
Yeah, no.
So I'm okay.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, just sort of watching it's not. I mean, yeah, it is the power level beam spam, bullshit. Charge up by screaming stuff.
It's getting kind of stale at this point.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's enough like subversion to it that it is, able to stay interesting. Like it's coming, but what's coming, but you're generally okay with it because, hey, all this other stuff in between where you are and where you're going is still, it's a little different than what you're used to.
Yep.
At this point, it's really just hard for me to be critical or to put a critical eye on DBZ because it's just like it feels like I've known it forever, and I know the ins and outs of it. I know that Toriyama forgets, and there's rules that are dropped and inconsistencies everywhere. So like, really, there's a lot of things.
Instantly with his instant transmission that he did once.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I know there's a lot of places where it's really like just dumb, but like I can't even almost fault it for that. It's just I don't know.
It's DBZ, honestly.
In this most previous episode, Cell appears on the scene and is in basically very, very dangerous position of absorbing one of the androids, and Goku could have easily used his magical warping to grab an android or two and warp him away before Cell would have any idea what was happening.
And Cell can't find the androids.
Yeah.
But he only found them because Piccolo was fighting them.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's like, hey, you guys just stay here in this random spot in the forest, and Cell can't search the entire fucking Earth.
Yeah. But and the funny thing is I think in this next episode, Goku basically does just that just to save his friends.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like it happened.
Really?
So it's not like he even forgot about it. He just decided.
We ever covered this in the next episode. Your dad's an idiot.
Yeah, that's about right.
He's not smart. He punched Gohan. He's not a good, his fatherly qualities.
Okay, can I say something here? I know
he did okay there.
Well, I understand that people Piccolo is the real dad and Goku is a fake or whatever, but it's like, okay, Goku was missing for 1 year of Gohan's life because he was dead, because he was, trying to get Gohan back. And then after, the whole Namek saga, which was just that was out of Goku's hands, they spend the next several years, 3 years together training and all that with Piccolo. Yeah. So it's not like he was abandoning him. And when Piccolo was training him earlier, he's the one that threw Gohan on a mountain. I mean, that's maybe worse than Goku punching him a little once.
Well,
I mean, he didn't have to punch him, but it wasn't it's not like Piccolo's done on the same level of abuse at one point when Gohan was much younger.
Piccolo was probably worse about it.
Man, Piccolo just wanted to make a man out of Gohan. Let's
Goku
get
trying to keep
down
him
to
alive.
business.
But like in terms of like people saying like Goku is a terrible father, like he's not the great father, but I kind of fail to see how like Piccolo is like significantly better because he trained him for 1 year that one time when Goku was dead trying to protect Gohan. I don't know.
Well, I don't want to get into too much spoilers, but I will remind you when they went to wish him back with the Dragon Balls, he literally refused to come back.
That's true. He
Like
did.
he just like
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah, that's true. He was
Just-
gone for a
just-
year, but
He just goes out to grab cigarettes for a whole year. And from most of Gohan's life growing up, he's actually out training most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see why he's a pretty shitty dad.
I mean,
Plus,
everyone in the
it-
series
it-
is a
it-
shitty dad.
Well, except for probably Krillin. But,
Gohan's probably going to be a decent dad.
anyways,
Yeah.
anime have shitty dads. Shocker of all
Yeah,
shockers.
no, it's...
Happy Father's Day.
If they even have dads, like
Yeah.
like
There was
it's-
that... There was
Shonen,
that thought...
either the mom or the dad is completely gone, like just not even there.
Usually the dad.
Like they're not
No.
even mentioned.
Like, there was
I know
this...
My Hero Academia early on, they mentioned Deku's dad, and he is yet to appear in them at all.
Yeah, his existence is acknowledged, but
For all intents and purposes, he does not exist.
yeah, and then of course there's Ash's non-existent dad. The
Yeah. There was
I like how he
bit-
spent over like 1,000 episodes and he's yet to meet his dad on all of his adventures.
I mean, the last episode of the show, episode like what 5,000, is gonna be like, haha, Giovanni was your dad the whole time.
No, his dad, he died in the waterfall on the road from Pallet Town to the first town. That's what happened to his dad.
This is like one of those coma theories.
Raditz eating his dad's corpse.
No, I think I don't know much about the Pokemon. I don't know much about the Pokemon anime, but I'm assuming the joke is that like his dad is dead, but no one tells the kid because he's.
No, it's just that his dad, like the show never even acknowledges that he has to have a father. His mom,
he was
he has
conceived
his mom,
immaculately.
but nobody ever says the word dad.
I think Professor Oak is the dad.
But the thing is, isn't Professor Oak related to Gary?
Yes, he is.
Professor Oak is Ash's dad, and Gary is Oak's grandson. So
And that's why Gary is so mad.
Oh my
Ash-
god.
Ash is
It's-
Gary's uncle. What?
But
Gary
that's
is
just
Ash's
a
uncle.
theory.
It's JoJo all over
Again, theory.
It's a theory I just.
But yeah, it
came
is
up with
actually
right now.
it is actually kind of like the Joseph Joestar thing in JoJo.
Oh man.
Anyway, okay, it's definitely time to move on.
Okay.
It always gets to that point. Iron-Blooded Orphans, Episode 3, Glorious Demise.
AKA cold fucking blooded.
Yes,
Seriously.
in this episode, Squad 3 has gotten tired of Squad 1's shit, and so they take over, and Mikazuki kills some dudes. And I mean, he executes them.
He
Like,
like
he
straight up
double
murks
taps two
dudes.
people.
He just straight up murks dudes in this episode. Like, he doesn't even blink doing it. He's like, no, I'm gonna just shoot you. I don't care. Like, he like does his nails while he's doing it. You know, he's like, oh, I have to do my nails. Bang, bang, bang.
My favorite is this guy monologuing. He's like, well, I'm already basically a traitor, and if I go back, my whole squad's gonna die. So if you could just kill me, in like mid-sentence, he just pretty much passes it.
So there's a little bit of chatter about this in the thread. How like some people seem to like Mika, but some people thought he was just like a hero or a Setsuna Redux. But I'm getting like a slightly different vibe from him than Hero. Hero being the Gundam Wing main character and Setsuna being Gundam 00. I feel like Mika is like focused so intently on either the big picture or basically Orga's thoughts and rules. Where like Mika doesn't really care at all about himself or about like his relationships with people, and he doesn't have any empathy. But kind of not in like a negative way. It's more just like he's so focused on like, if I have to kill this guy because I have to kill him because that's better in the long run and in the big picture, then I'm going to do it. And he's just so straightforward in his thought process, and that's kind of how he does it. So it's similar to Hero, but like he's not even thinking about like himself at all. I think
Like, I don't even, like, part of me thinks, like, he doesn't even have a sense of self, you know?
Yeah.
Like he's basically like robotic at this point. He does whatever, his
I
boss
think,
tells him to
yeah,
do.
I think he sees himself as a pawn at this point, and that's the thing. I think he's deeply
That's
flawed, but
sad.
he's a very interesting character. I'm looking forward to seeing more
Yeah,
about
there's
Mika.
obviously some story that we haven't seen. We
Yeah.
see like a small flashback with him and Orga, which I assume is like one of their first encounters, where like it looks. I don't think it's showing the whole flashback, but it looks like Mika killed somebody because Orga told him to.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was to save their life or
Well, he does
self-defense
that a
or
lot.
yeah, but that seemed like it was like some first initiation of this.
Yeah.
So it seems like there's much more to this relationship here that hasn't come to the surface. So I can't really criticize or analyze
No.
it.
Honestly,
I like the way I think Seda. I think you put it this way: is that Mikazuki outsources all of his moral decision making to Orga.
And it sounds like someone else said that in the original when it was airing in Japan.
yeah.
But yeah, that's true. Like Mika doesn't really care about he doesn't.
Whether it's the right thing to do or not, he just does what he's told.
Well, I think there's still some element that he knows what is morally right and wrong. Like he knows these people, attacked children and things like that. So I don't think he's just like so. I don't think he's totally blind in his actions, but he still just relies on Orga's decisions in terms of
Like,
this is
yeah.
how we're going to approach things. So I will do as you say.
Like
So,
he's a very detached character. I think whether or not the series is any good is going to depend on how they play that particular relationship up between the two characters.
And here's another related aspect. There's Cordelia. Now, Cordelia
Right.
so far I don't think is that good a character. It seems pretty stereotypical in a couple of ways. One, she seems to have this affection for Mika that kind of came out of nowhere.
Have you not seen his rock hard abs? He doesn't wear a shirt.
Yeah, but they all have great bods, it looks like, except for Biscuit.
Well, with a name like Biscuit, what do you expect?
Like he was doomed from birth.
So yeah,
Yeah.
the whole scene about her like trying to give Mika like the larger slices in his soup or whatever, and she getting really embarrassed about it was just I don't know that's just so anime and just like
Oh, thanks
eye
for the
roll
larger slices of celery.
or cucumber
Yeah.
or whatever it was, and then like this is also pretty kind of common to this type of show where like and she even said it kind of outright and explicitly like my place isn't on the battlefield, my place is to be strong where I can be or whatever. It's like okay, yeah, that's kind of expected, but at this point it's kind of like okay, so what are you actually going to do? And that's
The problem is that she can't really. There's nothing really for her to do until they get to Earth.
right. And so like it's not
But she's obviously a very important piece in this whole thing.
right.
Right.
So it's just that it kind of depends on execution at this point. It
Yeah.
hasn't totally lost me, but it's kind of like
We haven't seen
it's
enough
not very
yet.
interesting yet, right?
Like, just based on what we've seen from her character, I sort of almost expect her to be sort of the emotional core of the show. So, they really have to get her right, I think.
I think it actually turned. I think Orga is actually the emotional core of the show, or
Really?
at least the co core.
He doesn't really. I mean, I think we'll be able to see more later on
Okay,
because it's
first of
like
all-
the second or third episode.
I just find whatever Mika's going to go through, I feel like Orga is going to kind of mirror him in some way, whether they go in opposite directions or what have you. But we'll see.
Well, first of all, who has any of us actually seen this show before?
I've seen
This
half
is
of
I'm
the
going
first
through
season.
fresh. I'm going through fresh. So.
Okay.
I'm going through
I've
fresh as
seen
well.
half of the first season.
Okay, because sometimes I kind of assume you guys have seen everything, so it's like when you guys are speculating, I don't know if you're speculating or quote speculating.
So I may actually be the most knowledgeable person here,
Okay. Yeah.
but
And also, I'm a little bit confused. Like, so this Gallarhorn is like they're like the military peacekeepers. I'm kind of confused. Like, do they work for Earth? Or are they kind of like their own little entity?
the structure of the Earth, of the government in this series is like I have no fucking idea what's going on.
So like the Earth. So from what I gathered, the Earth basically owns Mars like a colony, and Mars is
Right.
independent from Earth. And then I know Gallarhorn does not want Mars to be independent, so that's why they're trying to kill Cordelia.
I think
But like,
maybe
I'm not exactly
Gallifrey.
sure. I'm not exactly sure how Gallarhorn can, like, are they just kind of acting on their own interests? Are they like a mercenary group for someone else
They
on
may be
Earth?
that
Right,
that
right now,
group.
this was kind of like this was a solo operation for just that small mercenary group. But we saw the two other dudes coming in to inspect, and they know something's up, with about the time Crank Zent went out to fight Barbatos again. Um,
Like, he seemed like a good dude,
yeah, Crank was
despite
despite the stupid name.
I mean, ironically, when we go back to, we talked about Mika not even letting him get through his speech, and then somebody mentioned, like, Mika does have his own sense of morals. He's telling Crank off for killing the kids. That may be the reason he didn't let him get through the speech, is because it's like, dude, get off your fucking high horse, and then he just kills him.
And also, I think one key moment, I think this happened in last week's episode, was like Cordelia was kind of, in a sense, blaming herself for what happened, and then Mika kind of shot her down and said, like, you can't put all this on you. And I kind of agree with him, not fully, but partially. Like, there's a bigger problem here than just one person. Yes, it might have been like some sort of catalyst for this happening, but it was to center it all on one person to blame is not really. First of all, it's just not useful and just not really the correct way to approach it. So it seems like Mika does have some sense of what is happening. He's not just like a robot, but he is kind of detached and like it's different than the other characters like Hiro and Setsuna in a way. It's kind of hard to explain.
So regarding Gallarhorn, like, I feel like it's either a situation where they were originally like a PMC that just got so powerful that, they de facto run the world even though officially it's the Earth government, or the Earth government just kind of put them in charge, like under contract of the colony, and so that's kind of the situation.
Because if the Earth government was planning to meet with Cordelia, and then all of a sudden Gallarhorn tried to kill her, but Cordelia still wants to meet with Earth, that it doesn't seem to flow. Like, did the Earth government try to get Cordelia killed? No, it doesn't seem like that. It seems like that was something that Gallarhorn decided.
Is Gallarhorn like Space East India Company?
I don't know.
No, I think they're space redcoats, actually. Like, this whole thing might just be like, oh, American Revolution style, They came over from the Earth, and Mars is seeking independence.
Oh, sorry, I just thought of this. I know, so some of the hierarchy of the Gallarhorn people I don't really know fully. There's like this guy in a red coat, I think his name was Coral, who seems to be like one of the higher top officials. And then there was like this major guy, he's voiced by Steve Staley in English, who also seems important. But I know one of them was talking about meeting a guy named like Noblesse. And then Cordelia in the last episode is talking about meeting this Noblesse guy for money. So that's going to factor in soon here, I guess, was
right
in terms of like this, apparently this wealthy person of some stature that they're going to try to get funds or some sort of support from, and apparently Gallarhorn had some relation to him too, or was trying to get it. So there's some stuff building here, I guess.
Right. I mean, it just.
I'm just not getting how everything is connecting together yet. It's not really. I'm not saying it's the show's fault. Obviously, it's only been 3 episodes. So just trying to see how it's together.
I feel like we're going to be able to have a different conversation like 2 episodes from now than we are right now, because from all the Gundams I've seen, except for maybe G, like they're early on they're all a complete mess and you have no idea what the hell's going on, and then about halfway through the season you're like, oh, that's what's happening. Okay, I can roll with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but yeah, I'll say in general that I am interested. So the last Gundam show I saw was 00, which I thought started out okay, but then it just it kind of quickly lost me and just got worse and worse as it went on. So right now it's at the point where I'm still interested and the show has not lost me. So I'm definitely interested to see what happens next.
Gundam shows being 50 episodes, there's a lot of time for you to lose interest and gain interest back, then lose it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 00 was just a shit show.
Yeah.
Let me just say that the Double Zero movie, which like follows the seasons, is like the worst animated, maybe the worst movie I've ever seen, animated or not. It's terrible.
It's worse than The Room?
I did not hit it with my Gundam. I did not.
It's worse than Plan 9 from outer space?
Uh,
I think...
I will say this. One thing that wasn't touched upon that I found was endlessly amusing was, and this is only going to happen in the Gundam show, is they actually, since they had a coup and they have to now run a business on their own, now that they've gotten rid of their higher ups. They actually, it's like, okay, we need, we don't need you guys anymore. We just killed this prick and the guys that are trying to revolt against us. Oh, except you. You're the accountant. We need you.
Also, we kept Hitler Stash guy.
Because he's totally trustworthy.
Definitely won't betray us in the future.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Math.
I don't know why they kept that guy. Like,
because he can do math.
and it's kind of it's one of those things. Like, I don't know if they're trying to they're trying to false lead the viewer. Or like his first contribution to the group is we should just give him Cadelia, which is maybe not entirely like there's not maybe not zero merit to it, but like obviously kind of the antagonistic viewpoint. So.
Yeah.
Like, we can trust this guy. When has someone with a Hitler stash ever gone wrong?
Seems legit.
Well,
Look at that mustache.
The closest thing I can think of is Yoki in Full Metal Alchemist, who kind of is like a small time villain early on. It kind of becomes like this silly ally. Yeah, he's like maybe not a good guy, but he's like good enough.
Well, everything seems good when compared to sacrifice the entire country.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah. Unless you're watching Brotherhood, in which he just gets shot in the head and that's it. I mean, not Brotherhood. It's the original series. He gets shot in the head and that's it.
Yep.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember much of the original series because most of that was just, filler.
Yeah. I actually got to sit down and watch that again.
People will get mad, but most of it was
not that good.
Can I go on a small tangent here?
Yes.
The two things about the original Full Metal Alchemist series that I cannot get over is just how convenient some of the conflict resolution is.
Yeah.
One, like when Mustang is facing off against can't remember the name.
Envy?
No.
Pride?
Well, I don't remember which.
Bradley was Pride in that one.
King Bradley, whichever homunculus he was in that one. Like, it's like this. It's this tense battle. It's you don't know who's gonna win, what the stakes are, and it's fine, kind of in a vacuum. And then so Salim comes in for no reason whatsoever. Like, hey, Daddy, I found your skull, and he's like, why'd you bring that in here? And then he dies. No. And that's it.
And then the robot comes and shoots him in the eye for some reason.
And then there's the conflict between Ed, Al, and their mother Sloth, and then Wrath, and then that version's Wrath is there, and then he takes the ashes of their mother. He somehow gains the ability to absorb it into his body, and then he decides to do that for no reason. Like, okay, I'm gonna absorb it into my body, and then later on, I'm gonna literally fuse with Sloth here for no reason, and then that her, and it just feels so stupidly convenient and dumb, like these rules, and just dumb.
The series, if you want to talk about just plain dumb, I think the movie kind of sums up how dumb things get. Like, oh, and Ed's father dies because of reasons, and this guy dies because of reasons.
Anyways, that's enough of a tangent, I guess.
Yeah,
so I still like the original Full Metal Alchemist. There's just two things I just cannot get over, and just.
I really feel like if it hadn't aired long enough ago to be a nostalgic thing, then there would be no question that people would view Brotherhood as a superior series by a wide margin, as opposed to the kind of like 50-50 it is today.
I think it's not so much. I think it's only partly the nostalgia, though. There's a lot of people that really do like the Edge more, and the original is a lot edgier.
If there's one word I would use to bandy about that people who preferred the original FMA like to really harp on, it's direction. which usually when it's brought up, I just kind of think that's such a nebulous thing.
Yeah.
Like, what does that even mean? Anyway.
Speaking of Edge, Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter.
There's no edge in this show.
Okay, let me start.
Episode 9, Beware of Prisoners.
So I
Now you
understand.
can start.
So first of all, I don't know if I'm the only person in here who doesn't really know anything about this show, but I know it's a shonen, and I know there's going to be battles and tournaments and one-on-one fights and things like that. But I kind of felt like this whole battle tournament, mini tournament thing showing up here. At first, I was kind of feeling like it didn't really fit or gel together. But I kind of appreciate how so far the conflicts have been kind of puzzly in nature, and not just like a bout of this.
Right.
So I do
Well, I
appreciate
mean,
that.
this is sort of the point where the series does start to get more subversive, because normally in a situation like this, it's just going to be, oh, we're going to fight these guys and we're going to just beat them up normally, you know?
But no, here's this, tiny, thin man who's like, hey, choose a candle.
Yeah. Like, this is sort of this part where, like, I think Seda said it in the first episode or two that it's very basic shonen, but now this is the part where it really does start to say, hey, that thing you expect is going to happen? Well, that's not going to happen. I'm going to do the opposite thing now.
And that's one of my favorite things about Togashi's type of series. He tends to start to turn things into battle of wits, which Hunter x Hunter obviously is very known for, like how Gon defeated the candle dude. No matter what, he was going to get a booby-trapped candle, but what the guy didn't account for was, since the candle's burning so fiercely, the gusts of wind coming from the arena wouldn't even put the flame out. He just had to go and blow it out with his freakishly fast speed.
And I mean, this is actually the sort of fight that you are going to expect more as the series goes on, because once they do get into how the power system works, it's a lot more of a battle of wits type thing than anything else.
Speaking of battle of wits, the next battle was Kurapika versus a guy who was claiming to be part of the Phantom Troop.
Oh yeah, and immediately
mistake.
immediately when that guy walked out, like his design just screams massive poser anyway. But everyone except for Leoria and Tonfa just had his number immediately. It's like, that dude's full of shit. I mean, he's a gigantic blue Frankenstein man with hearts on his chest. I wonder what he thinks those mean.
Honestly, just to be honest, like it wasn't really the design that gave it away. It was just like kind of obvious in his boasting, like
how he acted.
It was like after he started spewing a couple of lines, like I guess the translation at least was well enough that it felt insincere, and it's like, okay, this guy's just full of crap. So it wasn't necessarily the design that gave it away. It's just what he started spewing. Like it was not what's the word, convincing. And it was kind of like intentionally not convincing, and so you could say that was actually effective in that I caught on, just like the characters did, that he was just full of hot air.
But I think if you were reading the manga, then the design would definitely be like, you see him immediately like, oh, come on. That he's so generically villainy.
And that was the other thing. Like I was hoping not to have just like a battle series with like these random villains that came out of nowhere. So I'm kind of glad that so far it's not that. Now what I'm expecting, and this is kind of what everyone's expecting, it's like, okay, there's 2 more battles to go on, and they're afforded a loss. So it's Leorio or Killua is going to lose. So
I wonder who's going to lose.
Which one is going to lose? Probably the more comedic guy in Leorio, and he's fighting a woman, so there's probably going to be some Sanji element here. Where
I actually don't remember how it goes.
I remember, but I'm not going to say anything because I want
my guess. Like it's possible that he could just lose outright because he's not talented in whatever he's going to be battling or whatever. Right. But my guess is going to be partially, lose based on his personality, and he is, a very helpful person. Like he's a doctor, and that's his whole goal is to help people. So I could see him having a sort of Sanji personality. Like, I don't want to fight this prisoner, especially if they're a good-looking woman, which I don't think we've seen her face yet. So
no,
that's my guess.
But then again, it might also be a guy.
I fully I expected it to be a woman, but it looked like just the wrists and the arms felt very feminine.
Well, I mean, do remember that Tagashi does like his very feminine ladies.
You mean guys?
Well, yeah, his very feminine good dudes.
Like Kurapika, I think I've finally starting to get convinced that okay,
Oh yeah,
he's a boy,
he's a dude.
not a girl. Well, that was like the first when we first started talking about the show. I'm like, there are 3 characters, 3 guys and a girl. I'm like, no, he's a guy. What?
No, that's a guy.
Anyway,
there are girls
but
that
he's
do
just
show up later.
he's so obviously intentionally androgynous.
right.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's no way it's not on purpose. Tagashi's got to have at least one androgynous character in every series.
Like there's Bishonen, which is what Killua is, and then there's just full-on androgynous.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, Kurapika has shown plenty of character up to this point, so there's it feels like there's some substance to it.
He also
No,
mentions several key plot points. One is there's tattoos on the Phantom Troop's back, but they all have numbers on them.
Yep.
So if we do run into a Phantom Troop member,
We're gonna know who they are.
Right.
Yeah.
Of
Now-
course, every shonen anime has to have generic evil organization squad, but it's all in the execution.
And then also, this is kind of obvious before people were hyping it up, but like Killua is clearly the most skilled in killing people, and assassination.
It's right
is
there in the
his thing.
name.
Right, and he's
what he does.
he's already revealed that he's come from a family of assassins. So in terms of pure combat strength,
He's
you
probably on top.
expect him to be the top right now. At least that's
At least
but from my viewpoint, which is blind, that's what it seems like. Gon seems like freakishly powerful, but not skilled really. Where Killua seems like he's like skilled and powerful.
Yeah, like Killua's trained, whereas Gon has kind of that natural latent ability.
He's the Goku.
And I think that's one of my favorite things about in this episode was when Killua said it should have been obvious, and then Gon says, "Yeah, I knew it just by instinct," and Killua kind of looks at him and he kind of smiles, which I thought was kind of a cute little moment.
mm-hmm.
Oh man, they love each other so much.
Could be true.
And so yeah, I fully expect Killua's opponent to be like the first time we see like a really maybe some coordinated or choreographed combat of some sort. I mean, maybe, I don't know.
I actually remember that fight.
Yeah.
I remember the fight. It's great.
It's amazing.
So we'll get. Does anybody have anything else to add to this episode?
I remember another reason why you knew the blue guy was full of shit is because he's like 179 years for fraud and tax evasion.
I'm still wondering how he got that. How do you get 179 years from fraud and tax evasion?
A whole lot of fraud and a whole lot of tax evasion.
Yeah. No, but we also saw Kurapika's red eyes in this one. I can't remember if we've seen it before.
He mentioned
Well,
them when he was talking about.
He mentioned it before, but this is sort of the first time we saw him like actually use them, and he does get a pretty significant power boost from the looks of it.
It also kind of establishes that the Phantom Troop is kind of a big-ass deal because everyone knows what that tattoo means.
Yep.
Like, for such a shadowy organization, it's like you see that spider tattoo and you're like, fuck, I better get, like, on the other side of the planet right now.
Right.
So, there's that. So yeah, Gon is everyone was kind of talking about, hey Gon, just run up and blow out the candle. That's what he did.
Yeah, so like when they first offered the candle, puzzle, I thought it was kind of obvious that it wasn't just a choice which candle is red and which candle is not. I didn't specifically guess that he had, like literally candles up his sleeves. But I knew it was going to be. I knew that there was going to be more to it than just picking the right candle, obviously. And then like he didn't establish any other rules, so I was like, go blow it out. He didn't say that it had to burn naturally or blow out naturally, so that's what I thought was gonna happen, and that's what happened. Not exactly as I expected, but so
there you go.
The one that gets me though is that basically they get years shaven off for every hour they delay them. So why did he even bother with the trick? Why didn't he just
I
let
think
him?
they get more years shaven off.
I don't know.
I think when beat like the hero's side, they get like a certain
Like they
amount of
get to
hours.
72 hours automatically then, because then the heroes just
Yeah.
have to sit and wait.
Yeah, my
Right.
assumption was like, if they win, then they automatically get the maximum amount of time shaved off.
Right.
So even if they don't take up the maximum amount of time getting to that point, if they can knock them off quickly, then they kind of, it's like a risky gambit type of deal.
Right. You
Right.
That was my-
prioritize the win over the time wasting that the first guy wanted to do.
Yeah.
hmm
Anyway, that sounds like it's about it for Hunter x Hunter.
Yep.
You
Next,
want to
we're
move
gonna
on?
have a bit more to talk about next time, I think.
I think so. Or is next episode just Leorio?
I don't remember. We'll get to
It's
it.
probably Killua 2.
Okay, sure. Next episode. Sure.
It's nice how fast the series moves too. I think we move like through at least 2 chapters an episode. So
It's already episode 9.
I know
Yeah.
it's going pretty fast.
Of course, there's still 150 something episodes, but you know.
We do go through like several big arcs too.
Yeah.
Anyway, Samurai Champloo episode 24.
I'm curious, how many episodes of One Piece have we seen? Have we seen 150 episodes of One Piece?
We've seen about 100 episodes of One Piece. We were like 117 episodes into Shippuden.
It started in 2013.
Well, what is Metatron's site? Well, like what episode did we watch last week? Because we started on 207.
350, and we started at 207.
So we haven't even seen 150 episodes of One Piece yet.
Right. It's been about 100. It's been about like
close.
It's been
We're
about
getting there.
150 weeks, but because of marathons.
Right. Yes, because it's been about 3 years. So yeah, so basically about the amount of time we've been watching One Piece on Toonami, slightly more than that. That's how long we can expect from now, roughly, to be watching Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, I mean
Right.
the
A long
ending date is currently like early 2019, but that's probably going to be pushed to late 2019 with several years of
Marathons.
marathons.
Right.
I don't.
But I mean, it's all worth it in the end, though.
It is. I mean, if they were going to get another long runner, at least it was Hunter x Hunter, man.
Yeah, because I mean, that one never gets bad.
Yeah. Whereas for his fairy tale, I'm pretty sure by the end of it, all of us would have been scratching our eyes out.
I mean, you would have realized that, oh, this is what Fairy Tail is forever.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Oh.
Oh no. Anyways.
Anyway,
Oh.
Samurai Champloo episode 24, Evanescence Encounter. That was a joke. Evanescent Encounter, part 1. So it's the final arc of Samurai Champloo.
Yep.
First of all, I thought this episode looked amazing, like the animation and art style. I mean, kind of expected for the kind of
Final
like
arc.
finale.
The
But,
whole
like,
they bumped it up.
The whole finale looks amazing. I want to get one thing out of the way that kind of bugs me. Almost everything connects to the main story. We have Jin's villain connected to the blind samurai from earlier, but I feel Mugen's villains come straight out of fucking nowhere.
Wait,
Yeah, they just sort of fall out of the sky. No, Mugen needs someone to fight too. Okay.
Like
No,
he just tells the
wait, I'm
story
confused.
that he killed a shogun, and
Wait,
then those guys appear.
I'm confused. Are you like preempting here? Because I don't know which.
The scythe guy that's hunting down Mugen.
Is the scythe guy hunting Mugen? I thought he was hunting. So first of all, I don't. So there's a scythe guy, and then he's got like a crazy. My first thought was like an Edward Elric. He looked like zombie crazy Edward Elric type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then guy in wheelchair.
They specifically mentioned they're looking for Mugen.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I know they at the end of the episode they caught up with Fu, so maybe I just missed that.
That was an awesome tease, though.
And then
I love that.
there's like the top swordsman.
Yeah, and then there's like
yeah.
the Shogunate swordsman.
the God Hand.
You know
Yeah.
this guy is badass because he just sits around and tends flowers all day.
Yeah.
Right. I think from the way it's been set up so far, those side guys going to be Mugen's going to go off from this fight and leave the top swordsman to Jean and go save Fu.
Yeah, so the shogunates, like the being after these. So first of all, kind of throughout the show, when there was a storyline, obviously there's several episodes that are kind of disconnected. we learned in the Sarah episode the Shogunate were after these guys, but we weren't exactly sure why, or at least I didn't catch that. And now
Right. No, they didn't
now
tell
they
us.
kind of explained it that like Fu's dad apparently converted to Christianity and did something. He left. It didn't.
He
It didn't.
started a
He was-
rebellion.
Yeah,
It,
he was part of.
I
He was
don't,
part
I don't know if
of
it fully explained it, but his dad, her dad, converted to Christianity, and then they called that a traitor. So the shogunate wants to kill Fu for that, and or
Right.
maybe get to her to find her dad, and then they also, and since Jin and Mugen are in the way, they want to get rid of them too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of finally we got some like that's kind of like the main conflict of the storyline. But you're right, the Scythe guy, I'm not exactly sure where he come from. I mean, I don't know if that's explained in the next couple of episodes, but he just kind of
It
like
should
I'm,
be.
I'm after Mugen. So
I'm
It's
assuming
really
he's gonna have
obvious.
him up.
I mean,
Him
it doesn't even make.
the Shogun, was it Shogun police guy or we?
Well, I assume the guy's gonna have a monologue at some point in the next episode explaining why he's evil.
Yeah.
But they
Who,
just
they,
sent two crazy.
Scythe guy.
And then there's this other guy in a wheelchair who so far hasn't done anything, but I assume his wheelchair is like booby trapped or something, or maybe has gunpowder. Or, I don't know.
Wheelchair Fu incoming.
Maybe he's just gonna bomb
I
in
mean,
there.
they're not going to just be pushing around a guy on a wheelchair for no reason. There's obviously some weapon there,
Maybe it's a Gatling gun.
or something. I don't know. But yeah, so this episode also had like the first half of it was Fu kind of, so they're sitting at the campfire, and Fu was being this this female emotion called sentimentality. And
Yeah.
it was,
They said Western. They actually sent Western, European Western.
Yeah.
emotion.
yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. Whereas like she's displaying a Western European emotion called sentimentality.
Like really, Japanese people don't get sentimental.
But I thought overall though it was a pretty sweet scene, like kind of reflecting on the whole, journey up to that point, and kind of finally revealing why she was going after her dad, at least partially. And we also got a little bit more of Jin's backstory.
We still have. I still don't know what it is.
Yeah, like I'm not sure why.
Wait, you don't
Like-
get. He says in the episode.
Like
he
they
killed
discussed
he
it,
killed-
but I don't. But that they just said he killed his master.
Well,
I
basically,
was expecting
okay,
there to be something more.
I mean, from what I got, it was like he was orphaned, and then like the master took him in and raised him, and then at some point they fought, and he killed the guy.
yeah. Well, here's what
I'm not sure if it's in the final episode, so I don't want to mention it. But I do
I
know
think
the
it
reason
is.
why. I do know the reason why.
there might be more backstory we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, no, there is.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
There is more to the story.
So far, they basically said that when Jin was an orphan, he went to this dojo, and he was basically, in a sense, he was basically bored. He had nobody to relate to. He had no family or no nothing. So the only thing he did was practice his swordcraft, and that was almost, that was seen as a negative. Like he wasn't training to protect someone else. He wasn't training on behalf of somebody he knew. He was just doing it just to get better, just kind of in a selfish sense, even though it was mostly just boredom.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure everyone just got jealous of him. Kind of like the guy that was hunting him earlier.
Well, what
He
I'm getting
wanted to
at
begin.
is that his master was seeming, from what it sounded like, it seemed like his master wasn't very pleased with him just training to get stronger. Was that it?
Yeah.
And like that's all Jin was caring about. And now it didn't really explain it, I think. And if there's more backstory there, but I
the
assume
flashback clarifies it a
there was
lot.
for some reason they decided to fight each other. I don't know if it's because like he decides he needs to put Jin down, or if they just kind of agree to a duel to the death, on friendly terms, as friendly as you can get. I don't know. Like,
Hey there, buddy. Want to have a friendly duel to the death?
Well,
Okay.
I don't know if there's some weird samurai.
Maybe it's like
virtue there.
maybe it's like in Kenshin when he's passing down the final technique, and only one person can ever know it.
In order to master this technique, you must use it successfully on another person, meaning they will die. I will be that other person. I don't know.
And then,
Yeah.
I mean, if that master knew, if that's the case, and the master knew it, who must mean he killed his master. He didn't seem to have any problems with people coming after him.
Well, maybe nobody liked Gene in the first place,
Yeah, that does seem to be the issue.
Gene's an anime fan on prom night.
Yeah. He didn't even get invited.
one thing I really love about this episode is it really ratchets up the tension really well because you meet these guys that you know are strong, but they're always kind of looming in the background. Like you have the scythe guy constantly a step behind our heroes, just leaving bodies behind in their wake. And it's just at the end when she catches the food, you're just like, oh my god, no, no, no.
It's like, how is Fu going to get down to this one?
Good question.
Like, this isn't going to just end with her, kidnapped again. She's going to get murked.
Mm-hmm.
That guy is going to eat her alive.
But yeah, I just wanted to give credit to the episode for that. I thought it's nice rewatching this show and just kind of going with a fresh perspective.
So I'm kind of excited for the fight between, Mugen and Jean and, Sunflower guy.
Not to. We don't. That's not Fu's dad, right?
No.
Fu thought
like, he's just a goat.
Right.
Yeah, that was another nice little touch in the scene where she almost gives herself away to the guy. She pretty much does give herself away to the guy.
Yeah, no.
When the butterfly lands on him, she thinks she's like, Dad? Oh wait, sorry, mistake. You're clearly probably evil.
Yeah, no, you're a bad guy.
Another sweet moment too is Fu writing the letter. Honestly, I understand why she did it. She's probably regretting it now, but
it's one of those things. It's one of those things like ideally, you want to say goodbye. You want to wrap things up. You don't want to leave things hanging or whatever. If you're leaving someone and you think you're never going to see them again, but it kind of fit Fu as a character that she was just so scared of saying goodbye that was the only way she could do it where she felt comfortable was to do it by writing kind of indirectly. Now, obviously, I'm assuming they're going to meet again. So it wasn't really goodbye, but I think it made sense. That's why she did it. It kind of fit her character. This is
the character who was like telling Jean to go with Sarah, and then was like, I still wanted him to say no.
Right.
Like it makes sense.
Best part of the episode was the letters say, "Please don't kill each other."
Eat this cake, and think about it. Don't kill each other, please.
Just be bros.
Practically are bros. That's a sad thing.
They're bros who want to kill each other.
But Mugen he can't live if he's not killing stronger people.
Yeah, he does have a problem with that. Like Jean, you could probably get away with, not killing a guy for a little while, but, maybe a month.
Anyway, that seems like so I'm excited to see how this ends, even though we'll have to wait 2 weeks for the final episode because of, fucking marathons.
If I remember correctly, it's gonna really suck when we hit the marathon too.
Well,
if I remember the episode
speaking about the marathon, it's kind of weird that this marathon week is less than 2 weeks away, and we don't know what it is yet. Normally they're more, with more leeway. So
maybe they don't know what it's gonna be.
Yeah,
Marathon One Punch Man.
They're like Hunter or DBZ. We don't know.
Wouldn't Hunter work well? Because we've seen about 7 episodes, and that's.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's
enough.
enough.
I would say Samurai Champloo would have been perfect if they didn't did a marathon.
Yeah, so if it was a Samurai Champloo, if it was another Samurai Champloo marathon, first of all, there might be some overlap because Memorial Day wasn't that long ago, and they would lead up to the penultimate episode. So.
I do think it's going to be Hunter x Hunter though.
I think that would make sense because they need to fill 7 slots.
I just want to see the baseball episode again.
Then I imagine we'll probably get Gundam for Labor Day.
Probably.
Do you guys think we'll get a Halloween marathon? I don't know.
What day is Halloween?
Halloween is on a Monday, so
Sure, maybe.
Because Halloween doesn't 4th of July is on a Monday.
Halloween is not a vacation.
Yeah,
No.
It's not a national holiday, so.
I understand why they did it when it fell on a Saturday.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe they just will because fuck it.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Pretty much, I think all the way leading after Labor Day, pretty much leading all the way up in Thanksgiving. Then we enter once we hit Thanksgiving, we're just gonna hit marathon after marathon.
Well, unfortunately,
I just want shows saved up for that.
Well, unfortunately, the spring is the season where you get the least amount of marathons, and we just passed that, so now we're gonna run into them every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to
The animation in this episode was terrible. Like,
Naruto shipping in episode
Oh
116.
God, just shoot me now. How are we back in filler
Okay,
already?
so the title of this episode is Guardian of the
Fuck
Iron
me.
Wall, and this episode title makes no sense because there was no fucking iron wall anywhere in this episode.
No, there wasn't. Just shoot me in the face. I swear to God, this fucking episode, this
Oh,
fucking
man.
series.
so I sort of remember this arc because I've seen it before, and I remember this part being bad, and like it's just slow, and the animation is terrible, and then they, even not having read the manga, it's kind of obvious where they insert filler elements like this flashback, like
Yeah.
how they met, I guess.
He's just running into the background, punch sound. Ugh.
It's like the cheapest punching
Shoot
sound.
me. Like, I remember the manga, I think this episode was actually like all of 3 panels. Like, not even 3 big panels, just like 2 small ones and a
It
medium
had to be
size.
like half a chapter at least.
No, not even that. Like, I think the entire chapter was Sasuke getting his entire team together.
No, that
You know, like a
that
couple
can't-
of pages for each guy.
That cannot be right. I feel like there had to be a little more.
No, I do remember this going a lot faster in the manga. Like 99% of this episode was filler.
Like, it might have been 2 chapters, but it wasn't a few pages.
I mean, this one, I think it was just a few pages.
Can we just
Okay.
use the reason why she joined Sasuke is because
She wants his nuts.
This is an extreme thirst.
Yeah, so like, okay,
Why?
so we've talked several times about how women in Naruto are just so terribly written,
They're
Yeah.
all defined by their crushes, basically.
and like Karen is like the epitome
worst.
of all of it. It's like
She
like,
has no
Like
existence.
Sakura does have actually like a personality a little bit outside of
Right.
some.
Somewhat.
I mean,
A little
like,
bit.
She has a relationship with another character, but that relationship is also defined by the 2 characters' relationship to Sasuke, so...
Like,
Yeah,
out
but
of all the female characters,
but
Hinata's
Karen
is
is-
probably the best. But
Karen is like just literally totally defined by
Sasuke.
and that's it.
Like,
And
her whole character is just, she wants to, like, ride him until he, like, dies.
so sometimes I think people like in the Toonami thread or whatever are too quick to make quips like she wants the D, like.
She does, though.
But like sometimes like I feel like if any girl character talks to a guy, someone is gonna take it as she wants the D when it's like no, they're just talking. But in this
Yeah.
case, it's like no, she wants it.
No,
Yeah,
this is actually... That is the entirety of the relationship.
That's the entirety of her character.
She has a quote-unquote useful ability. Doesn't... I
Yes.
mean, we will quickly see that it's completely fucking useless. She doesn't do anything. But...
All these
Even her ability is
all
kinky.
this Sasuke
Crap.
group gathering. If I recall correctly, they basically do one thing that's useful in like the whole series, and it's just like this
Yep.
one thing, and that's it.
And then
Apparently-
they just hang around because the author doesn't want to write them out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he didn't want to put him in the first place. It was the editors, to hear the story be told. It's like, oh, Sasuke can't be alone. He needs a group.
And like they don't even fight like the Naruto group.
No, they just do all jack shit.
Anyway,
pretty
this
sure-
episode was bad.
Anyway, so we
no-
don't. So how did those guys in the cells get news of the Orochimaru's death? It's like I feel like, hey, dude, how'd you know that? What's that on the floor of your cell? Is that the script?
Like half my posts in that during the episode were, how did they find this out? I'm like, what? Are you all psychics or something?
Ninja
Who
psychics.
told you? I'm like, who told you?
They got a ninja email.
Maybe it's like Castro, and every time, Orochimaru doesn't show up for 3 days, they all think he's dead.
I mean, the only
Obviously, they're all telepathically connected and stuff.
Oh, obviously.
one thing that made me laugh this episode is Orochimaru apparently had interior designers for his layers because all they wanted to do is find the couch in that prison.
Wait,
It's
what?
like there's a
like
couch in the prison.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, I mean, Karen was probably wanted to be comfortable, you know.
I mean, she probably had like a bedroom or whatever.
Yeah.
but like
I also
Is it
think
this is like this what second? I've lost track of how many layers freaking Orochimaru has.
He has like
But-
Has all the
17.
They're
He-
all
he
like
has
these
all the layers.
labyrinthian things thanks to the anime, which makes
Yeah.
you wonder who set these things up.
He
I
probably
mean,
used
you know,
Earth
ninjutsu in this
techniques or
series is just
something.
magic. So you can just
Yeah.
be like, layer
Earth
setup, no
tech.
jutsu.
It's like
Here's-
Earth style stone
here's a-
layer.
Here's several thousand pointless bedrooms.
I also need to sit down. Couch ninjutsu.
Yeah, pretty
we-
much.
we've literally seen it. I think it was in a canon episode where Yamato is like,
I'm gonna
Make
build
a-
a house.
make a log cabin jutsu.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
at
he's-
least-
At least
I mean,
he has a wood style. It
yeah,
kind of
but
makes sense.
but it's like so perfectly oriented.
Yeah.
It's just so, and like he makes wood like out of the like does it just all the wood come out of his body like I don't know like it makes sense like you can kind of generate like in a magical sense it makes sense you can generate like flames or water I guess out of air.
It's just the Morden
But,
kind of
like I make wood out of air. I don't know.
of the show.
Yeah, the whole thing's just
Dungeons
crazy.
and Dragons. Here's a spell that allows you to make a mansion out of thin air. Fuck it.
It's close enough.
Anyways,
Anyway.
this episode is bad.
This
Yes.
show is bad.
Please put us out of our misery.
Please get
Marco,
good
I know
again
you're
for
listening.
like 5 seconds.
DeMarco, I know you're listening. Please just end it.
But guys, we have that exciting new partner he's gonna meet next
Oh,
episode.
fuck me, that guy.
I don't remember anything about that guy.
No, that's the guy that completely like retcons half the shit in the show.
Oh, I think I remember this now. Jeez. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if it retcons it. It's just kind of an unnecessary.
Yeah,
Um,
tie-in.
Yeah.
But I mean, even then, it doesn't make sense
Okay.
with what we know.
I'm going to spoiler this. Like he like ties into like this Kimimaro stuff. Like
No, that's not what he ties
I
into.
remember something like
It's later on he ties into something too and completely screws it up.
I remember that they tie him into Kimimaro, which is kind of weird because Kimimaro was just a soldier guy with a really gross and creepy power, and then like
Yeah.
here's some more backstory with it with this new character we're introducing, and just kind of feels unnecessary. So I don't really remember what it was though.
No, there's more stuff later on that's even more bullshit than that.
Okay.
I just can't,
I believe you.
I can't get over
You're
Sasuke's
just gonna
line.
scream at your
Sasuke's
TV.
line. I'm trying to assemble the most powerful ninja, and I'm like just dying internally.
And you get these schmucks?
Yep,
Like-
these 3 fucking schlubs. Good job.
Like, I'm assembling the most powerful ninja team. Picture of 3 schlubs.
Here's 2 sets of Plank from Ed, Ed and Eddie and Karine. Who is worse?
Oh man.
Here's Plank,
I've
a
got
bucket of water, and Double D.
You might as well have just gotten the Wonder Twins.
They would have been more useful. Swear to God, they would have been more useful. Moving on.
So, yeah, One Piece, episode 350. That's a lot of episodes. The
It really
warrior
is.
known as the Devil, the moment of Or's revival.
Okay.
So, I've
first of
been
all,
saying
first question.
Okay.
This Or guy.
Oars.
Or he's like this giant zombie thing.
He is
Yes.
gianter than giant.
Now he
He's
hasn't been brought up,
ginormous.
he hasn't been brought up before, right?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
I'm not forgetting something. So-
This is the introduction of Ors.
okay.
Yeah.
With One Piece,
It-
I just have to make sure. Like, did I know
No,
that
this-
before?
He ties into something
this was
later.
hinted at episode 1, 2.
No, this
Oh no! In the background, you could see a poster on a magazine.
yes. No, but
Speaking
this
of
does
it-
tie into something later on.
Speaking of it, they name dropped a person named Kaido.
Right.
In this episode.
You
with-
might remember from the episodes where Garp showed up in Water 7 that Kaido is one of the 4 emperors.
Yes, yes.
And
Yes.
so Some people were like, "Oh, who the fuck is Kaido?" And it's like, "Is that something I have to remember?" Yes, but you were already
Not for a
introduced to it.
while. It's not something you gotta think about until, they reach the new world.
I will say this though, I was just kind of laughing internally too. Like if I had this shadow, I could have taken on Kaido. I'm just like.
Oh man.
Oh, Moria.
Gecko Moria's plan is kind of bad.
Okay, so they explained more of his power. He takes a shadow from a person. He puts them into a zombie, which basically they can control the zombie.
Right.
Although the zombie keeps some personality of the shadow,
They listen to
they're
Moria.
controlled, but they have to keep the original body alive. So I
Right.
guess rather than just like keeping them alive in a jail or something, they put them back on the boat, and I guess
The stronger
They trust the Bermuda Triangle to do its thing.
yeah. But
like the strong,
but
like
what-
the
what
weaker
happened-
guys, they just, they let them do whatever the hell they want. But the stronger guys, yeah, they go on the boat and they get lost forever.
But
then
there's
I
some
guess-
error in his logic, as he's pointing out though, because they did that with Brooke, and then he came right back and almost fucked them all up. That was
I guess
5
he's
years
just,
ago.
now that they don't have their shadows, they can't go in sunlight.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess he's just hoping that these guys who are now basically host bodies without shadows,
They have self-interest.
that they just keep themselves alive. Like
So Brooke sailed
This-
around the
this is-
Florian Triangle in the fog for like fucking forever.
okay, but this
Yeah.
is maybe kind of morbid, but like if he's been building these guys up for years, and then he has these host bodies that have been around for years, that they don't just like off themselves eventually. Like I can't go anywhere. I can't go to sunlight. I'm stuck here forever. And you
Well,
think
I mean,
after years and years and years, these guys are still alive? Like
I'm sure there's one or two, but I mean, the stronger guys, they're gonna, be planning to come back and try and retake their shadows. They want to have
But
hope.
we've seen so many zombies though. Maybe not a ton, but like
I will say most of the zombies are cannon fodder. The few stronger ones that we meet
Are also cannon fodder.
Yes, they are.
It's like like I said, every time it's like, oh no, it's the General Zombie. It's time for boring.
I mean, now that we know their weakness is salt, basically all the zombies, it's like, you ain't shit now.
it feels like
Yeah.
a lot of One Piece arcs have this problem. Like, or not really, maybe not problem, but like they have like these really low level fights or battles or conflicts. Like in Water 7 Enies Lobby, they had like some random general dudes fighting the Frankie family and stuff, and it's just like, who cares?
It's like when they the really they get to not the lowest tier mooks, but the slightly above the lowest tier mooks,
Right.
and those guys are always the worst.
Well, I mean, part of the thing is the anime sort of,
It
fleshes that stuff out. Like in the manga, it's like,
exploits
No.
it for time and stuff.
yeah,
Pacing.
like it's all off screen in, the actual comic.
Yeah, I know several characters though, just basically either done in a panel or.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
we're doing. We're down to like one chapter per episode at best.
yeah.
So this is.
I will say that the general zombies are handled in a very interesting way.
Yeah.
Please tell me we never see the warthog again.
She's actually an important
She will
character in
get
this
better
arc.
when she comes. She will immediately be better when she gets back.
She's awesome when she gets back.
What?
No, she gets better.
Like her shtick changes when she comes back.
I'm gonna
She does.
assume that her presence has something to do with how Absalom is finally finished her off. Is my guess, because obviously that's the one she has a connection to. Who knows?
Well, that and Absalom. I'm pretty sure we're entering
She's
like
also friends with Nami.
the big confrontation with Absalom because Absalom just kidnapped Nami.
She did not. He did not.
Did not what?
Nami is still in Kumasi.
All right.
Yes, that's happening in a couple of episodes.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a few episodes away.
well, shit. I'm sorry.
Well,
I was catching up, and I thought I must have watched an episode ahead. I'm sorry.
I was too confused to really know what you were saying anyway. Like,
Yes, Usopp, Nami, and Chopper spend several episodes inside
Well,
Kumasi's ass.
basically,
best things-
The look on his face.
basically most of the characters, including like all the villains, are now in this freezer, and they're about to revive this guy. The weakling trio is there as well as Luffy's shadow. And
Chopper
then
is really bad at hiding.
the
Yes,
strong
he is.
the monster trio is all then. I
They're
guess
on the boat.
They're all gonna go
They
to
get
the
disposed of.
boat, and then we have Robin, Frankie, and Frankie, I guess, are heading towards the freezer as well. In some
No, they're
form.
going to the boat.
Oh, going to the boat.
No,
Yeah,
they were heading.
They're heading
No,
to
the
the
boat.
boat. I don't know if they're
Yeah.
gonna actually.
Now they are.
I don't know if
Yeah,
they're actually
they're-
gonna get to the boat, but that's kind of where
They're heading to the boat to wake
And
up
then-
Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy.
the monster trio, and then
Yeah.
Brook
And
is.
then Brook is after his shadow.
What's that samurai's name again?
Ryuma.
Ryuma.
Okay.
So the
Yeah.
interesting thing about Ryuma is that he's actually I don't know if this has been brought up before, but he's a character from one of Oda's old one-shots.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
Yeah. I also like how he's also connected to the bigger story because he was I
They
think
said something-
Wano country.
we'll get into his back. I think
He's from Wano. More on Wano in 2025.
They said something about Wano. I remember that, and I
Yeah.
don't know what that is. Actually, I thought Wano was a person, but it's a place.
yeah,
It's
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 in
a
the new
country,
world.
and
It's basically feudal Japan country.
Spoilers. Okay.
I mean,
it also turns out to be one of the biggest, most important plot points in the entire series. But
Naturally.
that's
Of course.
that's like anything with One Piece. It's like 20 years down the line.
Yeah. Everything's 20 years down the line.
and so the weakness of the zombies is salt.
Yes.
Just salt endlessly from, I don't know, Golden State fans? I don't know.
Clearly, what they
Yeah.
need to do is just have them all play Overwatch, and then the zombies will eliminate themselves. The salt overflows in them.
And I like that it kind of makes sense, because, like, they are a devil fruit-powered thing, and so you just, expose them to salt.
It also ties into sort of old folklore, throw salt behind your back to keep the demons away.
Pour salt on the windows to block them off.
Yeah. Like, it
What is
works on
really
a couple of levels.
Yeah, it was always really nice about those little touches. What else?
That's it. Well, Sindri is a real dick to Hogback in this episode.
Sindri's amazing.
Like, going beyond the fourth wall to be a dick to Hogback.
She's amazing.
I love
She's the
Sindri.
best.
That last one where he's just, like, talking in a sentence and smoothly transitions to, why the fuck are you standing in front of me?
I was actually pretty amused by that. Like, he doesn't even skip a beat or even like change his intonation.
It's like, really? Like, he's just so
Like,
used to it.
I don't remember what he was saying, but he is like, and now we're gonna reveal the strongest warrior in the Sindri. What are you doing? He kind of doesn't even skip a beat, and I thought that was pretty amused.
Sindri just
Sindri's
does not take-
existence at this
yeah.
point is just to shit on Hogback, just kind of like Perona's existence at this point is just to shit on Kumasi.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, the Kumasi stuff gets old.
The look on his face always... No, the look on Kumasi's face always does it for me. Like, he constantly looks like he's, like, deathly afraid of something.
He constantly looks like he's got 3 people up his asshole, is what he looks like.
I will say this though, Kumasi I don't think is going to be in the series much. I think he's only there for a little bit longer, and then it's mostly going to be big fights coming up soon.
No, Kumasi's lasts longer than that.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's part of a fight.
I'm trying to get like a. Obviously, I don't know like how much of this arc do we have left. Like I know like.
We're about halfway at this point.
Yeah.
We're about to the
So
point
is,
where
is the Thriller Bark a little bit shorter than the other arcs?
Yeah.
Like,
It
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Skypiea was really long.
it's longer than it's longer than the short transitional arcs, but it's shorter than the big arcs.
Yeah,
We're
like
gonna-
I know Skypiea dragged itself out, and then of course Water 7 and Ennie's Lobby kind of fit into each other. So as a whole thing, it's pretty long. So
Like we're at a point like after Thriller Bark, we're going to get a bunch of little mini arcs, but it's kind of just leads into just one big
Thriller
arc.
Bark is kind of the start of like a gigantic saga.
Yeah.
Although the One Piece Wiki likes to say that Thriller Bark is its own saga, but that's not true. It's only one arc.
Well, that's the thing though.
Sagas
I think
have more than one.
at this
You
point,
suck, One Piece
I
Wiki.
think at this point, One Piece kind of starts doing these sagas because in the current anime, we're in the middle of a gigantic freaking saga right now.
I mean, it's tough. Yeah, the current one, it's tough to know
Yeah.
where it's going to begin and end.
I mean, it's
So,
easier to see, like, when we're done with it.
I mean,
Right.
this is about the point where he stops dropping hints and he starts reaping what he's sown and
Well,
will continue to plant seeds.
I do think that I don't really know what happens, of course, but I would appreciate if eventually arcs and sagas weren't so walled or so bordered, so strictly detached from one another that eventually everything just starts flowing.
Well, that kind of feels like the current stuff, honestly.
Yeah, I
In the
mean,
manga, at least.
I mean, even at Thriller Bark, I mean, obviously a lot of the Thriller Bark stuff is new, so it feels pretty detached from Water 7. But like, I would imagine that eventually things just kind of flow more and more, and maybe less and less distinction between arcs.
Like, the next series of arcs coming up, that's definitely what's going on.
Yeah.
We go from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, and it's all part of a larger story. It's more like the Alabasta saga than anything else,
Yeah.
where we're going from we're entering the Grand Line and we're meeting these guys, and then we're going to their town and then we're fighting them, and then we're helping them, and then someone's sick, and then we're it's all part of a longer story.
Like, the Drum Island arc is, kind of a... And now for something completely different.
Which
In
I'm
the middle
okay
of
with.
a... Like, it doesn't even have... There's
Yeah, it
no
doesn't-
in Baroque works. It's
No,
just like...
it ties
just
in
some random
thematically. No, it ties in thematically, and it does introduce us to Blackbeard.
Kind of.
Like, we see what he's capable of.
Right,
Mm.
okay. And so Brooke finally spilled his backstory to someone, not the viewers. He spilled it to Frankie, and Frankie is just losing it.
Robin held up. Robin held up okay though, if she heard it.
Robin's cold. Can be
Robin's cold as ice.
Robin's got a poker face, man.
I wouldn't say Robin's cold. She's just very emotionally. She doesn't wear her emotions on her sleeve unless she's in really high stress.
Right.
Yeah, I mean I think that's
She's very composed.
yeah.
No.
It's at this point it's very established in her character. She has it's just kind of ever since a child she's been having to suppress those emotions. So it actually comes out as quite humorous at times.
I mean, earlier in the arc, she was like, "I wonder if they were tied up, and hopefully they didn't get decapitated or whatever she said." Like,
Hopefully they didn't get their throats slit from behind and they couldn't make a sound.
yeah, like
Yeah.
she says it in like the most straightforward way.
She's the straight man to everyone, and when she is being funny, it's that dark humor.
Which is why I like her. She's awesome. No, but when we do find out Brooke's backstory, like, everyone's just gonna lose it.
Especially the people who are blind.
Yeah, they're. Oh.
Why? Because you have no eyes? Skull joke.
Like, even Robin was just getting tired of Brooke's shit at the end there.
Brooke's shit is awesome. But how does he poop? He's a skeleton.
Ian Sinclair is really fucking good in this role.
I just can't help imagining Ian Sinclair to his baby just going yo back and forth with them.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's only a few more weeks until the Brooke backstory bomb.
I have a dumb question. Am I like the only person watching this show regularly now that doesn't know what's gonna happen? I think it's like
Crocodile.
Probably.
Crocodile and Zonic maybe, and then like H-Town who shows up here and there.
Yeah, H-Town.
I'm bored.
Yeah.
There are a few of us don't actually know what's happening.
See,
Yeah.
I don't know. Huh.
Since a lot of us are current with the manga, I try and walk on eggshells, but yeah. I'm sorry about the spoilers before. Again, I was trying to catch up, and I guess I just
I
accidentally.
mean, the spoiler you dropped is like...
All you said was Nami and Absalom get into a conflict again, and that's kind of like, well, I expected that in some fashion. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, One Piece. Ironically, the episode title lied again. The moment of Or's revival. It literally says, the moment of Or's revival.
We saw
Moment
it
is
at the
not in
end.
this episode.
Oh
Can we
yeah, it
just
is
have,
the next
I really
episode.
wish we could just make ban Toei titles somehow.
Like, eventually we're
really-
going to actually have to tell Metatron to not show the episode titles in his post.
Yeah, because they
Because
just
they will-
get
There's
spoilers.
one episode title that just it spoils the whole entire episode. It's
Koji
awful.
Kabuto dies in lava.
Yeah, exactly. I will
No,
never die.
I do think he knows, hey, chill with those titles after a certain point.
Right. Because Toei just does not give a fuck. They assume that
No,
everyone's
they
already
don't.
read the manga and they know what's going on.
Well, I mean, it's Japan, so everyone has, like,
It's One Piece. The official artistic thing of Japan.
yeah, like, it's like the equivalent of Harry Potter over there. It's, like, ridiculous. Like, I think it outsells everything like 1,000,000,000 to 1.
I do know that in the half-year countdown, the volume for the newest volume of the manga was like at 6 million, which is crazy.
Wasn't the next one, like, only 1?
I don't know. I know.
Yeah,
I
One
think,
Piece is just several orders of magnitude above everything except sometimes Attack on Titan.
yeah. And Attack
And
on Titan, I
whenever-
think, yeah, the one only surpassed it when the anime was airing, and it was like the hottest thing.
Yeah. Like, Hunter x Hunter does pretty good, too, when, Togashi can be bothered.
Have we heard anything about Attack on Titan season 2 yet? I know there was like.
So the studio that does it decided to make their own Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I heard about
and
that.
delay season 2. Because like we
Attack-
got a clip of season 2, like maybe even dubbed, I think.
I don't know if we saw a dub, but I know I did see a clip a long time ago.
And then they
several
decided,
months ago.
fuck that shit, we can do Attack on Titan better. And then they kind of did for half the season, and then they
Mhm.
definitely didn't.
I wonder if they're just waiting for more manga content. I know the manga is like more
Oh,
political.
God. Don't remind me about the manga. One of my
Something
big
a
happened,
major thing happened.
and it depresses me so much.
And
They got to the basement and nothing was there.
no, that's not what happened.
I'm
But
not
there
gonna
is
say
that
it.
one. There is that one panel where the captain is just like sits down. I just want to get to that basement, and it's just like we're through the looking glass, people.
It reminds me of Berserk when it's like he gets off the boat. It's like that wasn't too long. It was like 5
Like,
years on the boat.
Bullshit.
I guess we've finished One Piece, but there are a few other things we need to touch on. There was a game review, and nobody knew what the fuck that game was.
I
It
actually
was
heard of this
refreshing.
I actually heard of this game because I know somebody who reviewed it, and basically, its combat and its like gameplay is not very good in terms of like the direct gameplay, but it kind of it kind of has like this structure where
Like, it looked cool.
there's like it has like tons of different branching paths in terms of choices, and you I guess very poorly compared here, but like something like 999, where like you get many different endings depending on the choices you make, but there's like 20 or 30 of them.
Yeah.
And it apparently
And
stars.
eventually, once you find enough of the like clues, they like open up more endings, and basically, eventually open up the true ending type
the
of
true
thing.
the
And so
the
apparently-
zero escape true ending.
Apparently, like the structure of the game is fine, but like the actual gameplay itself is kind of
That's
monotonous.
Is it at least
disappointing.
worth the like what $10 it probably costs?
I don't know.
So if you want to like a Santa Deer like character, do you just do a 180 and just walk away?
Kind of feels like it stars medieval Nick from Zootopia.
Yeah.
So what was your show of the week, everybody?
I'm pretty interested in Gundam, but this week had to be Samurai Champloo.
It was between Gundam and Samurai Champloo. I think Gundam edged it out for me.
I guess I'll go with Champloo.
I was Hunter x Hunter or Shampoo, but I'm going to go with Shampoo.
Yep, Champloo is the unanimous. Oh wait,
I really like the scene around the campfire, and just
That was
like,
good.
This show can get really, really silly at times, and some of the silly episodes are really fun, like the baseball episode, or the bogus booty, or whatever, or the zombie Space Andy-esque whatever episode that was. But like this episode, like felt just really heartfelt and just impactful, and I liked it.
again,
And
this
things
is
in the storyline
yeah,
are kind of coming to a head, of course.
yeah. This is just my prejudice. It's just whenever it comes to like multiple part episodes, I always wait till the final episode before I give a judgment about the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
I loved it though. I did love that episode.
Hmm.
And so, it wouldn't be an episode of Toonami. It wouldn't be Toonami if we didn't shit on Bleach out of context. So,
Oh God,
motherfucking Bleach.
I saw the new chapter. I want to die.
So this is kind of like the point in every arc where he decides he has to have the big troll moment. And this
Yeah.
arc's big troll moment is that he does his brand new Bankai, and there's like a
Cut in half.
2-page spread, and then the next page is the exact same thing, just with the sword broken.
Yep.
And
We
it's
didn't even get to
stupidest
see the
thing ever.
power.
Yep.
We didn't even get to see what it does.
Yep.
I'm like,
Nope.
You're
I'm
going
like,
to
that's
see it to
bullshit.
see what it does, but
I mean, you already know what it
Don't worry,
does. It shoots
after-
a bigger Getsuga Tensho.
Yeah, well, that's all it ever does. But
That's
you
all
know,
he ever does. Never.
Remember when he did that Getsuga Tensho, which is going to be his last Getsuga Tensho, and then it wasn't?
Oh God, shoot me.
Because what was the? How did he get his powers back? Like they just like cultured some thing, and then they just like put it. I don't even remember.
I don't know.
They did some bullshit.
All I remember is at the end of the anime when they showed this, like Rukia and the rest like came up to him and then they just kind of gave him like a magic shot or something like, here, your power's back, and it's like, what?
Oh yeah.
I don't even remember the explanation. It was just,
it was some bullshit.
yeah. So I'm definitely all I know is up to the end of the anime. I don't know what happened in anything.
Yeah.
So
Oh
those
God, you're
full-
better
so
off.
The 3 full board units who died in that arc, they, earlier in this final arc, they showed up in Soul Society, and they haven't been seen since. So where the fuck are they?
Who knows?
I think he literally forgot about them.
Well, it's not like he doesn't have
Some of
a
the
billion
life
characters.
death rules in Bleach are not very.
They don't make sense.
One of my
I mean,
favorite.
at some point, it just kind of turns into, hey, when you die, you become a ghost feudal Japan person.
Hang on.
One of the funniest things about Bleach was it Gin, the snake dude?
Yes.
He dies in probably the most unceremonious ways ever for Bleach. Like most guys get like split in half. He gets kind of slashed on the chest and he dies.
Yep.
Snake dude. Do I know
And
his name?
The extending blade.
And the guy who he's like the Brock who never opens his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
God, I don't remember the Bleach characters anymore.
Yeah, but neither does Kubo. I'm pretty sure he forgot several of them during the arc.
I mean, there's like a billion of them. Who can
What
keep
happened to
track?
I think Chad actually just kind of up and disappeared.
No,
He
Chad
did that?
decided I'm gonna protect something.
And then we
Off
never saw him
screen!
again.
Whatever. I just do not care.
Still waiting for Aizen to just drop the whole illusion.
There's-
dump
The
it
only
back
reason,
in face
the only
arc.
reason is Bleach comes out in the same week of just so many manga that are just so good right now. Oh my god, so
And
good.
then it bleaches. So, like, no. Like Rex was saying, I've been waiting for this moment a while. Like Aizen drops the illusion. Like the last 2 arcs have just been his Bankai.
I mean,
Like,
that's just so amazingly awful, but also
You just-
amazing.
It would be the
it
greatest
zooms out and
troll move ever.
it shows Kuba stabbing Momo. It's like, no.
it would be the greatest troll move ever.
I mean, I
So,
would literally be speechless.
I would die. Like, I feel like this is a Dadaist masterpiece at that point.
Yeah, that'd be funny. That is Final Chapter. Like,
I would immediately go to this is a masterpiece of writing.
Yeah, exactly.
this
like,
is
this
the
is-
school days of manga.
Bravo, bravo for deciding to do this ridiculous thing.
That is so amazing. Just like the balls it would take to do it is like, ah.
But yeah, the Hunter x Hunter manga just resumed, and it seems to be going, knock on
Pretty
wood,
well.
regularly, and that's been really great. One Piece has been really great after a long arc. And
Holy
it's been-
shit, My Hero Academia.
Yes, holy shit, My Hero Academia.
Please put it on Toonami so that we can continue having it on Toonami when it
I
eventually
like
gets
it,
to that stuff.
I want to see season 2 of that so badly because we were discussing this before, but yeah, a lot of the best stuff happens what would be the second core of the show.
Like literally the second it ends.
Is the first season over now?
It's
First
got
season
like one
ends next
episode left.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
The
we don't
dub's
know
up
if
to
there's more
episode 7 or 8. But I doubt we're gonna get the dub anytime soon, just because of scheduling conflicts. We don't have much room for new shows. Even if One Punch Man, which is
Even if we get
13 episodes,
11 o'clock and Parasite is replaced by, and Parasite is, they actually air a new non-rerun show there, which is probably not going to happen, but it's not impossible.
Maybe they're just waiting to have a second season or a second set of 12 episodes, so when they're all dubbed, they can air just 24 or 25 at a time.
Sure, maybe. I don't know.
Why are they airing Unblooded Orphans and not airing all 50?
Because that has 25. Because that has a full 2-core first season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I'm just
you
saying.
can, and by the time it finishes up, they're going to be able to show the new stuff anyway.
I am assuming that there will at least be kind of at least a show in between.
I don't know. If it does well enough, they might just, do a D-simul dub.
It just depends. It also depends the timing. So.
But if they do that, that means basically we only have one new show slot for the next year.
I'm okay with that.
I mean,
honestly, as
honestly,
long as it doesn't go
I'm
to
pretty
shit.
not okay with that.
I mean,
Well-
as long as Iron-Blooded Orphans doesn't go to shit, it's okay.
Yeah, and besides
I have heard
Shippuden,
of
which is going to get better, we have a pretty solid lineup of shows over the next year.
I know Naruto eventually gets better.
Better than what we got.
When it gets to more of the actual pain arc type stuff.
Yeah,
But
when
that's-
Jiraiya comes back, it gets
I
better.
still think that's a ways away though, and just and honestly, I don't think it's as good as some of the Shikamaru stuff. And that
Honestly, I mean,
Yeah.
whenever people have said, "Oh man, this is great," except for the Immortals arc, it's been like, "Oh wait, no, it's not."
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, the pain
Immortals arc
stuff
was
is going to
the
be
thing I was
better.
the Immortals arc was kind of the thing I was looking forward to for a while. Like, hey, I actually like this stuff. I like Shikamaru. I like several of these episodes.
Yeah, like.
And then now that's over, and it's just like,
Fucking kill me.
No, the build up to the pain arc is pretty good.
I know there are
because
some better.
partly because Shikamaru's there, partly because Jiraiya's there. The whole thing works in that way.
It's better than this recruitment junk.
Oh god, it's better than anything featuring Sasuke.
I will say this though, going off of the current anime and stuff, I have to kind of applaud them. When they always find a way to put filler in stuff that I always thought was unfillerable. Because they're literally on the final episodes, and they found a way to pad it out. So, bravo.
It's honestly fucking pathetic.
It really is.
Just put a whole episode of white screen saying, "You're watching this anyway, but we're getting your money." Fuck you.
Honestly, I thought Endless 8 was, sort of the better one of those sort of craziness. If only because they knew we'd be watching, and everyone
The best
did.
thing about Endless 8, though, I guess, was not only did it happen in the manga, the author actually mandated that they have one more episode to drive the fans fucking crazy.
Oh god. Because I remember the short story. They just did a 3 different days, and it was condensed into 2,000-3,000 words. So bravo on bringing it to 8 fucking episodes.
Just. Naruto is the slow embracing the
slow descent.
Naruto reminds you that everyone has to die someday.
Which ironically is what it does best. Usually its deaths are pretty well done. Outside of one death is not well done, but usually it does that pretty well.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've run out of things to talk about.
Yes, we have.
So, thank everyone for being here tonight. Thanks, Seda, for finally getting back.
Yay.
You now have a PhD in filler. Congratulations.
I feel so accomplished.
You definitely need to change your tag to the worst Pokemon professor.
Yeah, that's the best tag.
Yes, do that.
I don't want to boast though.
What? You're my. You
Dude,
can
you
change
get
your
to
tag
walk
whenever you want.
around wearing a shirt that says, I have a PhD.
Seriously, just do it.
Do you have a PhD?
No.
No. You're an idiot. Anyway, thank you, B-Dubs.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Raxus. Raxus, remind me, when, you have one more week, I think? Of available?
No, I am going on. I'll be on vacation next week. So,
Okay. So this is it.
yep. I hope to talk to you guys again soon. But I'll start working when I get back from vacation. So
Yep.
I'll probably be posting. I should be post. I self-schedule, so I should be able to
What are you doing?
watch. I'm
Nursing.
Oh,
nurse.
cool.
So,
I have 2 cousins who are nurses.
yep.
Oh.
Both guys, by the way. So
It's not. There's more and more guys in the nursing, especially in
Yep.
critical care fields. There's
They
a
need
lot of
more,
guys.
guys in nursing because they have so many heavy patients.
Well, that and
We got
whenever
fat
you
people.
get it, whenever you get it depends. Usually they're code fives, violent patients. They usually, it's like, okay, guys, you go take care of this.
All right, you guys have muscles. Go get between the guy with a scalpel.
You got this.
You got this.
anyways, good luck with the job. That's something I need to
Yep.
do is go job searching now.
Yep. Well,
Okay.
you have a PhD. Hopefully, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
You'll be
hopefully.
surprised. It depends it depends what you get your diploma in, but it can be. It's a
I have
tough
options.
market right now. Yeah, you have. It said it should have options.
Yeah.
To be honest, there's still a lot of other stuff I have to wrap up. The defense is actually not the last thing you do, believe it or not. So
First, he has to marry the bride. Then he has to watch so much filler of Naruto Shippuden. After that,
He has to rewatch the entire, Two Tails arc
Oh
5
God.
times.
Why would you do that to yourself?
he has to watch the whole filler hell from the end of the original Naruto series.
And GIF it.
no
I
thanks.
mean, there were some half decent episodes there.
I just like at the end, someone gets punched in the dragon dick and they explode.
And that's the note we're going to leave off on.
Exploding dragon dick.
We'll see you next week for more Exploding Dragon Dick. Goodbye, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Later.
Later.